Well, if you didn't already have a camera, I would think a camera would be the first thing. Definitely some kind of point and shoot that had good quality, because any kind of DSLR that you can get with interchangeable lenses is not going to be enough quality. And if you're looking to just do a food Instagram, you can take great pictures with your iPhone. There's great tutorials on how to do that just with your iPhone. But if you wanted to take it a step further in food photography and be hired for jobs, the first thing would be to get a camera. And the second thing is, I would say, it really depends on what kind of food photographer you want to be. If you're working with a stylist, if you're doing it all yourself, if you're doing it as a food blog, then I would invest in some props. So if you know that you're going to be a baker or, a sauce maker, I would invest in some good quality pots. I would invest in some casserole dishes or baking pans, what you need to show your finished product and cook your finished product in.
Okay, so we've got no camera, is that right?
No camera. You have nothing.
No camera, okay.
You just
So
have a
I
desire to shoot food. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I would probably go with an older mid-range DSLR if it was like Canon, which I shoot. Maybe a 40D, 50D, something like that, which you'll get for very little. I might get a 50mm 1.4, probably get that used.
Yeah.
That would be maybe $200, 250. On top of that, I would get myself a monthly subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud, where you have the photography package. So you'll have Lightroom and Photoshop, the only two things that you're really going to need. After that, let me see, for the last little bit of cash in there. You know what? I would probably maybe get yourself a couple of little props or something, or even better, get one of the online training schools. There's a couple that I know of that I'm part of, but sign up. One of them has like an annual thing. You could spend like 130, $150 on that, and they'll have unlimited amount of courses, so you can not just learn food photography, but the basics of photography, and wouldn't have a limit on it. So that's kind of where I would go with it. I think there's others where you pay for one class, which might not be as much value, but spend your time on the internet, search around on YouTube, finding stuff, trying stuff, and then practice.
Well, I guess that depends on what your goal is. If you want exposure, I would say go invest in an iPhone. It's the simplest tool. It connects you. It's great for social media. It's the quality of the camera. It's much better. It's closing the gap between DSLRs and all the pro consumer cameras that have Wi-Fi capabilities, and it allows you to be in the moment. So I think that is a really effective tool. If you're looking for DSLRs, I would say the 2/3 frame sensors are probably really popular. You can look at Olympus or Panasonic's, or even Sony's have ones. They're not interchangeable lenses. They are fixed, but they are wonderful in low light, and they're very sharp, and the image quality is amazing and super lightweight.
Do you know what the focal length is on those that they usually come in?
I don't. I would say it's somewhere between 40 and 50. Okay. And they usually have a macro setting that you could change it off to.
Are you like assuming we have nothing? We're starting from scratch.
Nothing at all.
I mean, I think you obviously you got to get a camera. And I think probably one of the most important things is like a decent camera. You don't have to have the best and most amazing thing in the world, but it's just something that's going to take good pictures and a nice lens. And that's where I would always start, like something super basic, like a simple 50mm. That'll give you something to start with.
Well, without the camera or anything?
No camera, no nothing.
No camera.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I really like the Canon, and even the entry-level ones are pretty good, So I would probably go with a 10E or a 10E or 10T2, I think it is.
T2i,
yeah. Yeah, those are pretty good. And my lens of choice is a 50mm always. Like, that's what I have on my camera now, And there's pretty cheap ones, really. You could start with a 1.8, which is a really good lens. So you can have some bokeh, and with food it looks really nice, you know? But if you can go lower, if you could get like a 1.4 or something, that's pretty good also. But there's also one that's macro, which is even better because you can like focus in on the food a little bit more than just the 50 millimeter normal. But I think that one's like $400. So maybe it'll go a little bit over budget.
Okay.
But just the 50, the small one is probably like $150, which is pretty good.